All right, here we go. Kiki, we'll start off with you.
Okay.
What is Lightyear about?
Lightyear is so obviously we know Buzz comes from Toy Story. And the idea is that Toy Story, he had a toy Buzz Lightyear. And that action figure came from the movie Lightyear. So Lightyear is the movie that made Andy want to get the Buzz Lightyear action figure.
And technically, uh, Tim Allen's voice, everyone's like he's the original. Technically, he was copied off Chris Evans' voice from the film. Technically, he
Yeah.
recorded that after the movie came out. So we're in a
Very
time
cool.
loop. We're in a time loop here.
From the point of view of storyteller yourself, what is your impression of Pixar's approach to filmmaking?
You know, as a storyteller myself, my impression of Pixar as storytellers themselves is that I've always looked up to them. I've been watching the Pixar films for many years. I've got all-time favorites like Up and Inside Out because they gave the message to just not only to us but to children especially, that it's okay to be in touch with human emotions and that emotions are real and that there are things that human problems and things you're going to go through when you grow older, and it's all valid, and prepare yourself, and that's what everyone goes through. And I think Up is one of the greatest films because it's it's just that image of having to get rid of all of the stuff out of his house, and including those last two heavy chairs, which are the things, his memories and the things that he was holding on to, with his wife. But in order for him to fly and save this kid and to set off into the sky and also into the future, you got to let that stuff go. And that's what's freeing. It's just simple, beautiful messages like that. It's why the Pixar films are the greatest.
Taika, explain how Lightyear is the movie Andy saw that made him want to be Buzz Lightyear action figure.
Okay. So Lightyear is the film that was made back in 1994 and which then inspired the toy that was made afterwards that Andy from the Toy Story films asked his mother for his birthday. And so she went out in 1995 when that film came out. She got the toy and gave it to Andy. And so that's the sort of like the universe of Toy Story and Buzz Lightyear and how they're related.
Taika, who is Mo and why is he part of the Junior Zap Patrol?
Mo Morrison is the character I play, and he comes from a broken home. He was raised by his mother in a community full of solo mothers. So he's only ever known women. He feels comfortable around women, and so like this little group is perfect for him. He's got Izzy and he's got Darby, who kind of guide him. He looks up to them, and he wants to help, but just because he's often clumsy and unfocused and not concentrating, it often leads to more problems when he does try to help.
Taika, explain the consequences of Buzz's singular focus in the film.
So Buzz has this singular focus throughout the film, which is to accomplish his original mission, which is to manufacture the correct crystal so that they can achieve super light year space travel, and in doing so get his colony back home. And it's because of his big mistake that they're trapped on Takani Prime. So he's trying to rectify that. He's trying to make amends and atone for what he did. But every time he goes out, he travels around the star, and it takes him about 3 or 4 minutes. But every time he does that, for everyone back on Takani Prime, it takes about 4 years. So he goes out time and time again trying to fix this mistake. And as he does so, he misses out on a whole life. And he loses friends, and people grow old back on the planet, and that's a major sacrifice that he has to make, is that he sees his life and what could have been pass him by because of this obsession.
Good.
What is your Toy Story connection, story, or antidote?
Anecdote. Toy Story. Okay, here's my anecdote.
Oh,
I've
I
been
said that wrong. Sorry, I haven't
Got it.
For a while now, I've been talking about the first time I watched Toy Story, and been talking about how when I was a kid, how it affected me, and growing up having watched Toy Story was a big deal. In actual fact, I realized I wasn't a child at all. I was 20 years old when I first saw it. So, I mean, I don't know. Either I'm just like I've forgotten most of what's happened before the year 2005, or the film was so good it affected me on a level where it unlocked my inner child, and and that's what the great power of the Pixar films. It doesn't matter what your age. It taps into that little boy or little girl or that young person within you.